De senaste 10 åren har dokumentärfilmen exploderat. Fan vad roligt det är.
Ja, det är svinkul.
Det kommer så mycket bra filmer. Vi har med oss mannen som har gått i bräschen för den här utvecklingen. Han är aktuell med en film om produktplacering. En applåd, Morgan Spurlock. How are you?
Nice
Welcome, sir.
Good to see you. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Love your suit. I guess
Thank
our
you.
network will be soothed now.
Yeah, exactly. Or we'll all go to like a Formula One wedding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Either of that.
I'm just going to say that since you made Super Size Me, there have been a lot of, like a flood wave of documentaries that came after that. Many of them crap. How do you feel about that?
So is it my fault?
But
Everybody Supersize Me was great, but what it created was a monster.
Yes.
And that's your fault.
It's my fault. I take full responsibility
But
for
everybody
that.
thought they could make a documentary if they placed themselves in a weird position, and then it was just, they thought it was a movie.
Yeah.
What's the worst example you've seen of this?
I mean, the ones that I loved, where it was after Super Size Me came out, were the people that made the movies to prove that fast food was good for you. And so there were these movies where people, you know, like would go to the gym for like 3 hours a day and then eat as much McDonald's as they want. And I was like, well, that kind of defeats the whole purpose, you know, because no one works out for 3 hours a day ever.
And now you have a movie called The Greatest Movie Ever Sold, and it's
That's right.
about product placement. I think we should just watch a quick clip from that movie.
Please.
I was wrong to let you walk right out of my life. I was dumb to think that I could survive. I'll never love again. I'll never love again. I'll never love again.
And there's the logo.
That was the greatest hotel you'll ever stay in, right there. That was
Of course. And it's also on your jacket.
Also on my jacket.
But what is the idea for
the idea of The Greatest Movie Ever Sold is to make a film all about product placement, marketing, and advertising that was completely paid for by product placement, marketing, and advertising. And one of my favorite brands is actually in the film, which you would have benefited you tonight, is a brand called Mane and Tail. Mane and Tail, which is the greatest shampoo you'll ever use, the official shampoo of the movie. There it is. Where's the camera? There it is. There it is. There it is. There we go. It is a shampoo that is for both people and horses.
Okay.
So the next time you have a horse in the show, you should use some of that.
I can take a shower with the horse.
That's right. And next time you find yourself in a shower with a horse, you can both use the shampoo.
That happens quite a lot.
Quite a lot,
You
yeah.
never know.
Especially in America.
Yeah. So what intrigued you about this topic?
Well, it's one of the things where if you turn on TV today, you turn on movies, it seems like there's like almost like commercials in the middle of these films. You know, there's products everywhere. And so we wanted to make a film that explored this whole thing, that actually got brands to pay for the movie as we pulled the curtain back on how the whole process works.
We were talking about a couple of days ago on this show about the idea of companies actually sponsoring countries, because there are so many rich companies and there are a lot
so
of
many poor countries. So many poor countries.
So we were saying that maybe, you know, Apple could actually sponsor America, or maybe buy Greece or something. What do you think of that idea?
Or like Bank of America. We already have the Bank of America. Couldn't it be the Bank of America, America?
I'm looking for Bank of America on your jacket because I can only assume that they paid you.
No, we called the Bank of America. They said no. They wanted nothing to do with the film. So
Those
Bank of
guys-
America, you're a terrible bank wherever you are. Yeah.
We have a pretty short tradition in Sweden of product placement.
Yeah.
It exists, right? It does.
Well, it exists, yeah.
But not that much.
Not
but
yet.
It started.
It's going to get worse.
How many years ago did it start? Like,
well, 15 years ago, there was a very controversial clip, and we're going to show it to you and see what you think about it. It's from a movie called Hamilton.
with Peter Stormare, right?
Yes.
The Peter Stormare.
The Peter Stormare.
Yeah.
You lost some weight or what?
Can you see that?
Yeah, it looks very good.
It's not bad.
Thank you for doing this for me.
It's okay.
So it's not
That wasn't blatant at all. not blatant at all.
Well,
there.
there's two, the credit card and
credit
then
card.
also the
drive-by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think about, if you want to review that, was that good product placement or over the top?
Well, I mean, there's much worse. There's much worse in America. You know, that was very much like a starter product placement. You know, if you watch a James Bond film, it gets even better. You know, as you have James Bond on the train talking about his Omega watch, or you see like the Will Smith film where he's talking about his Converse All-Star shoes. This is like a beginner. You know,
But
you guys
this
are
is the
just
future,
trying.
though, isn't it?
Sadly, it's the future. Yeah, there will be a time where, much like The Greatest Movie Ever Sold, there will be films filled with products, and That's where it's going.
I remember once we were writing a movie script. It was never produced because it was shitty. But before even starting to write the script, we sent a letter to the Sultan of Brunei and asked him for money. And he
said, "I love it." And sent you a check.
Exactly. No, he never ever returned any of our questions, I guess. But what's yours? I mean, you're the rock and roll star of documentaries in the world right now.
That's what you've read my bio. I wrote that myself.
Okay, but I think it's true actually. But what's your next project after this?
You know, the next movie is I'm doing a film about Comic-Con. You know, comic book geeks. You know, I'm a big comic book geek. So San Diego Comic-Con is this big comic book convention. Happens every year in San Diego. 150,000 people go there, and it literally influences everything from movies to video games to music. So that's my next film.
And all of this has made you filthy rich, right?
It's made me have the ability to make more movies. You know, until I can make a doc about Sweden.
But do you make more money out of this because you have all these things on your jacket?
Well, this film, here's the beautiful thing about the greatest movie ever sold, is it was in profit before the film ever went into movie theaters. So we were already in profit from day one.
Well, that's great. Thanks a lot for visiting our little studio here. Morgan Spurlock.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, guys.